Oh,
Yeah, you are now.
what's going on, people? Then welcome back to another possession-based podcast. It's been a while, and by popular demand, we brought the legend back. The man himself, down
Legend is that?
below.
Me?
Yeah. Oh, he's got the big guns out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I just was in the pool earlier, had a nice little swim with the wife, jumped on the pool, and now I'm here online. I'm live in Venezuela, guys. I'm living in Venezuela right now. It's roasting hot.
Hey, wallahi.
What else do I want to say? Sub to my channel if you like Arsenal. If you're a Spurs fan, no need. Yeah, that's it. It's great to be here. I'd like to thank Dre very much, joined by Dre, for inviting me on his podcast. It's the second time I've had the honour of guesting, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it and talking some football.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to talk about football. So let's crack on. There you go. Did you understand that?
And all the time.
Yeah.
That was English. That was English.
I'd like to welcome back Abdi. Welcome, bro. It's been a
Thank you, man. How
while,
are you?
but yeah, man, we're all good. But everyone, all people in the comments and that online were telling me to get OldSkool back. Get OldSkool back. We miss him. We can see the guns.
The
We can see
legend.
the old school. Wait, he's
Not as big as they used to be, but it's all right.
Yeah, love that, mate. Solid. But first, we're gonna be talking about, as you know, the Euros. The Euros just happened. Me and Abdi on a prediction show a couple weeks ago before when it started.
Oh yeah.
We both predicted saying France was gonna win, and they didn't. England went to the finals and lost in the penalties, but we'll touch on that later. But yeah, overall, it's been a decent tournament, but not one of my favorite Euros. I mean, it was all right, but I think it flew by quickly, to be honest. And there were some standout teams in there like that you didn't expect to do well. But then there were teams like Turkey who thought were going to do well, but they didn't, as I predicted as well. But I mean, that's maybe just pressure got to them and whatnot. But that's how it goes in football. And England advancing to the final. I mean, me and Abdi were obviously from England, not OldSkool Gunner because he's in Ireland. I don't know where they were, but it's what it is. But yeah. So we got to the we got to the.
Useless.
What's that?
Ireland are crap. They're useless. That's why they weren't there.
Oh, I thought so.
They're useless. They're useless. I'm better than they are. You're better than they are. Your buddy Abdi is better than they are. Crap.
God.
All right. Hello?
Yeah, I think Andre's cut out. Let's hope his connection comes
In
back.
fairness, he's got a nice hairstyle, but like,
Yeah.
nothing too good.
Yeah, he's cut out like a decent frame for him.
Let's do a quick,
Back.
one while I'm waiting.
He's back. He's
Am I
back.
back? Is that the connection going?
Well, we can hear you, but yeah, we can't see you. We
Just
can
do
see
a
you.
quick test.
Just about.
Just do a quick bit there while I'm waiting. Might as well, you know?
Carry on.
Might as well.
Oh, you better as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what's going on? Is he cut out completely or what?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long
We'll
way.
wait. He'll probably come back. We'll wait.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Whilst Andre like gets his connection and his Wi-Fi sorted out, I guess we might as well talk about the friendly. I'm assuming I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm assuming you watched it, right? So could you just like
didn't watch it?
You didn't watch it? Have you seen like the
No,
highlights? Are you aware of
they
the
don't have the channel or anything. But I know what happened.
He's back.
I checked the highlights.
I'll meet yourself. Yeah, it's fine.
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, the first goal was horrific. Like I saw that clip online. I was thinking, what the bloody hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But
what are you not talking about?
It's a long one. We just got it. We just started talking about the friendly that you guys had against
Hibernian.
Hibernian.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't impressed.
Sorry about that, people, but I had to move car. My place upstairs the connection was dry. Do you know what I mean? But that is a bit different, but it is what it is. You have to make do, innit? You're only here
Nice
for the voice anyway. But yeah, people. Arsenal lost yesterday to I don't know who we lost. Hibernian, someone like that, somewhere in Scotland or something like that. Third best team in Scotland we lost to, and to be honest, we did play the kids and whatnot, but it's just a friendly, so I'm not too bothered about it. But we did see like certain players like Kolasinac, Willian, and other Bellerin obviously coming back, and players that we don't want to keep playing. I don't understand why we're playing them, but it is what it is, isn't it? But maybe just to show the whole team that okay, play for your place. And if you put in a good performance, then we can do. I mean, did you guys see OldSkool, your guy in Ketia? He missed that. Did you see the chance that he missed?
I didn't see the game, but I saw some of the highlights.
He knocked it one on one and he put it wide. I mean, that's all.
To be honest, the defensive mistakes were more concerning to me than what was going on in the forwards. The defense was very, very bad, very shaky. Goalkeeper, okay, he's not a first teamer, but I mean, the defense was not good, guys. The penalty miss, the penalty miss can happen. That can happen, but it wasn't too good in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't watch the whole game. I just watched some highlights as well. I watched the highlights as well because you have to pay $7.99 for it or something like that. I mean, that's crazy itself, but it's a joke, innit? But it is what it is. I watched the highlights, and that's what because I was out doing stuff, so I really wanted to watch the friendly as well. Do you know what I mean? So
the problem with Arsenal are only after signing one player so far.
Yeah, and he didn't play.
We need to be signing many more players than that. The squad needs to be seriously bolstered, and the squad is very weak. So we need to be signing more players, guys. Nuno Tavares from Benfica, he's a good player, but we need many more than that. All our rivals are after strengthening, and we're going to really struggle in the new season. I fear for us, and I'm a positive person. I think it's going to be a hard season for Arsenal fans. I can't see where the results are going to come from. I can't see where the goals are going. I'm
Abdi, from an outsider's point of view,
we have Saka, we have Smith Rowe, we have Martinelli, but there's a lot of dead wood in that squad, and we haven't got rid of them. Like, what's happening with my favorite player, Xhaka? Is he going, or what's going on with him?
I don't even know. I mean, he had a good Euro tournament according to people, but that's not. I don't think he should stay after that. Even that's Switzerland, and there's difference between Switzerland and Arsenal. And you said a couple last time you were on. In Switzerland, he's messy.
He never plays well for Arsenal, guys. I'm not a fan of his at all. God almighty, give me anyone but him. You want to talk about England? Talk about the Euros there? We can crack on with that.
Yeah.
More,
we can talk about. Well, we got a comment from JS saying, "What is your opinion on Arsenal, all or nothing?" I mean, we're going to get to Arsenal after the Euros. I think maybe
I haven't seen it, but I will. But yeah, it's a good thing if there's a documentary on the club.
Yeah,
I find it interesting if there's a documentary on the club. Definitely watch it. I find it interesting if there's a documentary. I'm going to watch it. But Chris Welsh.
Yeah, cool. So Abdi, your thoughts on Arsenal losing yesterday? I mean, from an outsider's point of view, what do you see from that? Because except from banter.
Banter purposes aside, like, it's the first game of preseason, you know. I mean, I think a lot of people started criticizing and having a bit of a meltdown. Like, I didn't watch, but I saw a couple of AFTV titles like, "Oh, I'm worried about the new season." Like, it's the first game. Like, you play some kids, but a lot of teams lose preseason games, like most of their schedule, and then they go on and do well in the league. So you're reading too much into it. If you lost the last game of preseason, then I can kind of understand it. It's the first game back. Some of the players ain't played since May. Preseason is all about getting fit, about about like tactics and stuff like that. It ain't about the result really. It's just about match fitness.
That's
So
true. That's true.
yeah,
That is
I wouldn't
true.
worry about it if I were you.
Okay, that's a fair point.
And yeah, just going back to Jay's comment here, old school. Still keeping on the Arsenal subject. Your opinions on what would you think? What would you think about? Would you watch the documentary coming out next year? The episodes and that.
I would watch it. Yeah, once Mikel Arteta's not in it.
He's gonna stay in it, old school, man. There's nothing you could do or say.
It's like kept to him, then I'll watch it. Because anything with him in it, I want to wipe my ass with it. Next.
Keep it PG, lads. Keep it PG.
Okay, I wouldn't wipe my posterior.
We got kids watching. We need to be careful.
Kids, you sure? I don't know about that. Okay, let's talk about England. Let's talk
Chris,
about Euros.
Chris, thanks for tuning in every episode, man. I mean, it's something small, but it is what it is.
Big up.
Do people take preseason too seriously? I mean, summer 2019, Liverpool had a bad preseason, then went on to win the league. I mean, the comparison between Liverpool and Arsenal. I mean, like we finished 8th. I don't know what you lot finished 2nd. You know what I mean? In the season.
Yeah,
before.
I think his point is like just preseason ain't that important. Like, is about match fitness, about tactics, is about getting into routines, and like, yeah, that's the. I know, like, it's hard to compare with a team that nearly won the league to a team that didn't have a good season, but like, I think people should like judge like after the first game. I think that's what Chris is trying to say.
Yeah.
We're playing again on Saturday against I think Milan. I think Inter Milan, someone like that. But yeah, OldSkool, man, yeah, wait.
Oh yeah, you get the guns out.
One arm.
Warming it up, yeah.
Love it.
Love it. Good stuff.
It's only a warm up. It's just a warm up.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the players who made the starting 11 should be on the way out, and it's a bit concerning. Yep, I agree. Well, to be honest, we did play like two teams yesterday. We did play two teams. We did take off a lot of players in the second half and brag on a lot of players. So we changed goalkeeper. Pepe came on and looked good for what people say and what I've watched. So I mean, then again, that's how it is, isn't it? You can't play with your best players all the time against the preseason. But that's how we go. I mean, there's not really much to talk about, but I wanted to bring this episode up just to get Old School back on because I know people demanded to see Old School back on.
He's so popular, So popular.
Old School is proper popular. I mean, if you don't want to see Old School so much, go subscribe to his channel. I mean, his channel.
That's my channel, guys.
Established in 2018 as well. Big up yourself, man.
There it is. OldSkool Gunner. Yeah, check out my channel, guys. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. I talk mainly about Arsenal, but obviously in the last couple of weeks I have been covering the Euros, what's been going on, England's journey to the final, Italy's journey to the final, all the shocks along the way, the Christian Eriksen situation, any breaking news. I'm now doing live streams regularly because I have time. So check out my channel, guys. Do yourselves a favor. I've got 1,100 subscribers. 1,100 subscribers can't be wrong, guys. Peace.
No. That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah, that was smooth.
I mean, I'm gonna give you a couple questions because we've got you on and we're gonna make it Arsenal related. I don't want to finish too early, but it's gonna be a quick one because there's not really much to talk about because the fixtures got announced. I mean, we're playing Brentford first. I think people wanted me to talk about that. We're playing Brentford on the first day of the season on the Friday. I mean, it'll be eventful and whatnot, but hopefully we prepare. But OldSkool, give me 5 players you would sign for Arsenal at the moment. I mean, 5 players you would sign and sell.
5 players I would sign.
And then sell as well.
That's a good question.
I would sign Harry Kane.
No, realistic, man.
Yeah, let's keep it real.
Okay. I would sign Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
I would sign Schick from Czech Republic.
Who? Schick.
Patrick Schick.
Okay.
The Scotland. I would sign him.
Who?
I would sign Rice. Rice for England. I thought he was good. Rice.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I would sign. I would sign Trippier, another England player. I was impressed with him.
If you're he's gone.
He cut. He just dipped out of it.
He just cut. Okay. I mean, if you're going off his logic, I think we should sign Xhaka as well because he's judging the people who we've had the Euros with. But
yeah,
do you know what I mean? But
that's true.
I don't know. Chris is saying Arsenal are currently top of the table with 0 games played. Yeah, good one, Chris, mate. Old school, you back? You healthy?
Got cut off.
Yes, he's back. That looks a lot smoother. I can't lie. Yeah,
camera's
it's a lot
much smoother now, old school, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, the five players you would sign.
So you mentioned Trippier.
I think I have 2 more to go. You put me on the spot now with that. I really had 2
If you're judging people who've had a good Euros, you might as well sign Xhaka. He's had a good Euros now.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's a good point. Banging, but he had a banging Euros.
Who's gonna sign?
No. Let's put respect on Xhaka.
Yeah, players. I'm going to talk about players I would get rid of. Xhaka, Willian, Bellerin. I like Kolasinac actually. I don't mind him, but the 3 of those guys definitely I would get rid of for starters. Willian, Bellerin, and Xhaka. And to be honest, Lacazette is useless. I think Aubameyang will come back into form. Lacazette, man, him and Aubameyang haven't been doing it. Don't want to get controversial. I think we should talk about the Euros now. That would be fun. What do you think? But it's your show.
Yeah, we can talk about the Euros, but there's not really much to talk about. I mean, England losing.
There's everything to talk about.
England losing to Italy on penalties.
There's everything to talk about.
Well, I don't understand what the big thing. I mean, Spain losing to Italy in the semi-finals, and England beating who did we beat? Denmark in the semi-finals. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty standard to me. I don't understand the excitement from it. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Abdi, you got anything to add on the Euros or anything? I think Schick had a good tournament as well, but I don't understand the big fuss.
I think the one thing that I got from it was like a lot of the big teams just not doing well, but like they went out early, so it's quite a few weeks ago now. But yeah, your Frances, your Germanys, your Portugals, Belgium in the quarters. Yeah. It wasn't the tournament.
What's the excitement you want to go on about for the Euros?
No, I think we can discuss the final, semi-final. No, you didn't want to talk about the Euros and England in the final? No? Yeah,
maybe because England lost. Probably that's why everyone's a bit hurt. But I mean, and Saka missing the penalty, you got Rashford and Sancho as well. But when I saw Saka take the last penalty, I think everyone's agreeing with me because I spoke with Abdi as well. And we both said that Saka shouldn't be taking the 5th penalty, and there's too much pressure for him. He's never taken a single professional penalty in his career, so why is he going to all of a sudden take one? Yeah. For England, the whole country relying on him to take one and score. I mean, it's just crap. Yeah. And Southgate, a man who's been in that same scenario before, missed it, and he's made a career out of it, is making Saka do the same thing. Makes no sense. I mean,
doesn't make sense, sir.
Pretty crap.
Why did he have to take the 5th penalty? Look, it was a bad penalty. It was a bad penalty.
Yeah.
It was crap. But why did he take it? The pressure on him, was immense. The pressure on the guy. He's only 19. Like, what was I doing when I was 19? Nothing. The guy's 19. He's taking a penalty. Why the 5th one? I mean, that was to make a breaker. The penalty that cost England for me was Rashford. Not because Rashford's a United player and Saka is an Arsenal player. I'm not saying that, but Rashford's penalty was the one that kind of started the rumble. After that, awful penalty, terrible. Fell apart after that. I mean, Rashford's penalty he stepped up there.
It's awful.
You could see his face. It didn't inspire confidence. He's a big, strong guy. I expected him just to smash it, put it in the corner, this little stop. Then the keeper moved, and he still couldn't convert it. The keeper moved. He still couldn't put it in. I mean, that one, my wife was watching that, and she was like, what's he doing? She doesn't know anything about football. But it's unfortunate England got all the way to the final. I think Italy were slightly better than them anyway. They would have won either way, but England got all the way to the final. It was really disappointing just to let it go like that with those penalty misses, because Southgate did well. He did well. He could be proud of himself. What was going on in the final? The nerves got to him, or Southgate himself didn't quite know what was going on. I don't know. Roy Keane has been very critical of some of the senior players in England for not stepping up and taking a penalty and letting the young lads carry the can. Maybe there's a bit of truth in that, but they weren't up to the challenge, the poor guys. I mean, Saka's only 19, guys. Rashford's penalty was a shocker, though. That was the part of the meltdown. Awful penalty. But yeah, commiserations to England, though. Tough times. They'll be back.
I mean, I agree, old school. I agree. I think that the pressure was too much for Saka. I think Rashford's penalty was crap, the way he came on and took it. I mean, if you're gonna, if people want to blame Saka the most, maybe because it's the fifth penalty, but you're forgetting Sancho and Rashford missed before that as well. Rashford's run up was completely crap. He takes penalties week in, week out. Do you know what I mean? He takes penalties week in, week out for you now. Oh no, because Bruno's there. I forgot. But he used to take penalties before Bruno came, so there's nothing new to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd expect more from Sterling and Grealish, but Grealish came out with a statement and said that he wanted to, and Southgate don't rate him already, so obviously Saka wanted to take it and wanted him to be the hero. But if you're 2 penalties down, you got to change it up. I don't understand the double sub with Henderson coming off because he's a leader and we need him, and he's a senior member of the team who we need to rely on in moments. And he's won Champions League, he's won the league, whereas Rashford, Sancho won crap and Saka won crap. Do you know what I mean? I would have taken Saka off, and you're putting Rashford when he came on as right back for a couple of minutes. It makes no sense. For 2 minutes for him to go, I'd give him the whole second half of extra time to come on and do it. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to go for it. I mean, from the 90th minute, I saw that Southgate wanted to play for pens.
Yeah,
it's pretty obvious.
Like I'm a neutral, guys. This is what I saw. Italy are slightly better. They have a slightly better team, but the tactics that Southgate used after they scored, 2 minutes, they're 1-0 up, guys. Great start. He kind of got guys behind the ball a little bit, keep it defensive. Okay, that makes sense because Italy are dangerous, but it invited them on, and it's only a matter of time before they break through. It's like trying to do that against Barcelona back in the day. It's not going to work because Barcelona have the players to unlock the defence, and that's what happened with Italy. Whereas if you offer a threat up front, if you play more dangerous in the forwards, Italy can't commit too many players forward because they have to be careful of England's attackers. And England have some guys that have pace. They have a lot of guys that can do some damage. So why did Southgate get them to come fully back and 1-0 up and kind of play defensively? I mean, it didn't work. I mean, you have to offer threat up front to stop Italy from being able to commit their fullbacks. You know what I mean? It just didn't work. I don't understand. You might have lost anyway, but you have a better chance than just kind of like defending and looking for the scraps. It was better if they actually offered more threat up in the forwards and try to exploit Italy. They were 1-0 up. Italy had to come out. They had to leave spaces behind, exploit it, not be so defensive. That's the one thing I thought. Because England have players that can hurt Italy. A lot of pace up front. Saka, Sterling, and Harry Kane is there. I mean, he can bang one in, guys. So that's what I didn't understand. They retreated too far defensively. Wasn't good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you summed it up enough for Italy's point of view. I mean, Abdi, your thoughts on the penalty shootout and everything?
I think with the penalties, just like them, I felt like it was just poor management. Like Southgate has done a lot. To be fair to him, he's done quite a lot of good things. Like some of his tactics have actually done the job. Like the putting Trippier at left back against Croatia, going through at the back against Germany. So he had a bit of credit in the bank, but I was just thinking like it's poor management to put the pressure on a 19-year-old who A, hasn't taken a penalty before, and B, is playing in practically, the biggest game of his career so far, and it'd probably be arguably his biggest game ever in his career. I think a great example is Pedri, who he's been balling for Barcelona in Spain. He's played practically every single minute of the tournament except for one, which was the last minute of extra time against Italy, because Enrique was trying to protect him. He didn't want him to take pens because he realizes, for an 18-year-old, for a teenager, it's just way too much pressure. And he brought on the likes of Thiago and Koke and that to take the penalties, right? And even though they lost, it was the right decision, because you're not going to criticize, say, for example, if Thiago missed, you're not going to criticize him in the same way, and it's not going to affect him as it would if it was a teenager. He's practically, he's just so young and he's so raw that, any sort of criticism is going to hurt him. So I feel like, it wasn't, any player can miss a penalty. So I think, it's been a bit overblown. But I think Rashford's one was probably the worst, because I feel like when you're coming up against the keeper, the size of Donnarumma, who's like 6'5", 6'6", you don't want to be clever, trying to pass it into the goal. You can't really do that against a man of his size. You see, the players that scored the penalties, they smashed it into the goal. I think for us, Kane and Maguire completely, roofed it into the net. And Italy's player, the one player for Italy who tried to pass it into the goal, he missed as well, Jorginho. So I just feel like players try to be a bit too clever. I just feel like put your foot through the ball. His back, Maguire's penalty was unreal. Like, he just put the camera. But yeah, I feel like, look, I don't want to put too much, heat on Rashford and Sancho, for example, because they still are young. But I just feel like a lot of people just getting onto Saka, which is a bit unfair, because he shouldn't be put into that position. Jack Grealish, came on Twitter and was like, I offered to take a pen. So why on earth would you put Saka ahead of Grealish? I know Grealish doesn't take pens for Villa, but surely, if Grealish missed a pen, would the country criticize him? Nah, because pretty much we all love him. Like, we've been crying out for him to play in every single game. So yeah, I just feel like that was like the one moment of the Euros that kind of ruined it for Southgate, because he has done kind of well, to be fair to him.
He did well. Southgate did well. It was unfortunate what happened, but I agree with Abdi completely what he said. The Pedri example he gave, that's a perfect example. The way they took him off because he was young and they put on a more experienced player in Koke. But look, Southgate did well to get them to the final. He did better than a lot of England managers, almost all England managers. He has a great squad. I think that's fair to say. It's not just Southgate himself. He has fantastic players at his disposal, guys. He has the best England team I can remember in a long, long time. So that's another side of it. It's unfortunate for the guys what happened, but the team will be back. They're a young team. And this experience will stand to them. They'll be back.
Hopefully.
It's not the end for them. They're young guys and they're fearless. And they have the talent. It's a good squad, good team. So you've got to remain.
I just wanted to say something about Grealish, by him coming out and making a statement. Maybe he just said that to clear up his own name, to make sure the heat was off him. You know what I mean? Saying that, I did offer to take one, but do you know what I mean?
Because Keane got onto him.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously Keane gets onto everyone, but it's just and obviously more senior players. I agree with him saying that.
Sterling. What about Sterling? He can bang one in. What about Sterling?
Yeah, exactly. But it is what it is, old school, man. It's done. We got the World Cup coming soon, next year or something like that. I don't know when, but it is what it is. This has been a quick one. I think there's not really much to talk about as well, but I'd like to say, could we get to 10 likes as well? I just made a comment here saying, could we get to 10 likes?
Congratulations to Italy anyway. Congratulations to Italy and commiserations to England.
Exactly. Maybe when the season starts properly, I'll get Old School on again. Thanks for coming on Old School, and Abdi yourself
My
as well.
pleasure.
Making the
It's
time
nice
to
to
come out.
talk to you.
No worries, mate.
Nice to talk to you.
Thank you for coming on, and people, make sure could we smash up 10 likes, please. I gotta go
Yeah,
as well anyway, but it's been a quick one and a short one. But yeah, thanks for watching, people, and laters in a bit. Love.
Peace.